landlocked country known for its touristic attractions and its great tea and coffee, Rwanda has surpassed a lot of expectations by also becoming a regional mining power player. The mining sector contributed $226 million in export revenues in 2013, and the target of the sector is to earn up to $400 million from mineral exports by 2017.
The mining industry in Rwanda has been reformed and is currently being transformed. We recorded 10% growth since 2006. We are introducing different forms of rules and regulations to promote it and to transform it into really a viable pillar of the economy.
Today, when we are talking about the minerals, conflict minerals, and so, wherever you are exploiting, there is no conflict.
Over the last several years, the sector has become the largest export earner for Rwanda and the second largest foreign exchange earner for the country, next to tourism. Mining employs at least 34,000 people, and the target is to increase to 60,000 jobs by 2018.
The procedure involves identifying the kind of project you want to do, and possibly also identifying where you want to do it. It's an open business which anybody can join.
As the world celebrates the International Mining Day under the theme Professional Mining as the Pillar of Growth and Sustainable Development, Rwanda has seen the sector contribute to the country's socio-economic transformation and sustainable development. There are various efforts being made in the mining industry to increase the export revenue by ensuring the safety of miners, as well as strategies being made to add value to minerals.
The traceability scheme from a developing nation cost a fortune. We as an industry contribute, but the government were the first in the region to actually implement it and enable us to actually work.
This is clearly a sector on the rise. Regis Isheja, Rise and Shine Rwanda. And in the studio with us right now is the Minister of State in charge of mining, the Honorable Evode Imena. Honorable, it's a pleasure having you here. The mining industry has become so big for our country. We used to know our country for tea and coffee and tourism. Now we can add mining to that. It's the second most important incoming sector in the country. How did we get to that?
First of all, it's because of the reforms introduced by the government. Essentially, since 2006, when all the business has been privatized. So we brought in private companies, and you know, sometimes they know to do things better than the government, especially when it comes to mining. So with those reforms and laws, regulations which were introduced, capacity building of our institutions, as well as of the miners, we've seen it transformed. And I would say that we are just at the beginning. We still have a long journey, but we are proud to see what has been achieved today.
So we talk a lot about young people, youth employment here, especially recently. It's been a topic that's been on everyone's lips. So tell me, do you think that this is an industry that young people should be focusing on right now? That's
the industry for the young people, for women as well. We are trying to attract them, but they are actually the majority of the number we have are youth, but we want them to have skills, want them to have knowledge, because you know, the industry is growing, the technology is coming in, and we want to move with that. So that's why the government has initiated some schools for mining, engineering. Soon we'll have a faculty for geology and mining. So all of that is to empower our youth and make sure that they do the job correctly.
At the end of October, early November, our president, His Excellency Paul Kagame, was in London, and he was talking about how mining had become such a key sector for Rwanda. Now, for the future, for the coming 5, 10, 15 years, what do we have in place to make sure that it's not just the _2 sector in Rwanda, but that it grows even more?
Yes, we have a clear target for the EDPRS2. That is to reach $400 million by 2017-2018. And this means to triple what we have been producing in 2012. So it's an ambitious target, but we are sure we'll get there. How will we get there? Is to increase investment. So we are bringing in new companies from all over the world. We are also empowering the Rwandese companies here to ease access to funds for them, which is one of the biggest challenge, but also to look into value addition. That's why soon you will see the Karuru Martin smelter relaunched, and we will be making some good money out of that, but also that is a technology transfer, and $400 million should not be the limit. It's a good target, but after that, if we reach it, and I'm sure we'll reach it, we'll set another target.
So we've seen that there have been some new safety regulations put in place. Can you tell us about, you know, should people be concerned when they're going into mining?
Yes, because so far we have registered some accidents, fatal accidents, which is very, very bad for us. And now we are focusing on inspection, but we didn't have clear standards for mines. So now we have set up standards, and we are trying to ensure that everybody follows and put in place those standards. And how do we get to that is to enforce the inspections. We've got a new mines inspection unit. We have now 6 inspectors. The number is still limited, but we are also using the other agents we have on the field to join us in that journey, so that we do it ourselves. We don't really need those consultants from outside to show us that this is a risky tunnel or a risky pit. So, but with the good collaboration with the Rwanda Mining Association, we are seeing some companies engaging in those standards, and they are being models to others.
That was a great segue. You talked about having international experts here. Now, to the average Rwandan out there that doesn't really know about mining but would like to know a bit more, what can they do to get educated about mines, about mining, and about minerals, and how they can do to help the industry?
Okay, first they can start by watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. And, but okay, we have the Rwanda Natural Resources Authority, which has a department specialized in mining and geology. So that will be the first entry point. Second is the IPRC in Kigali, where we are training youth, young Rwandese, young professionals to get the skills, the knowledge required. And second is to read. We have a problem here. People don't read, but everything is there, is on the books. So we are asking those in the field to start reading electronics, mechanics, those tools that you use in processing, everything which can help you to move from where you are today to a better place for tomorrow.
Do you think that there is any, mining has been growing considerably. Do you think that there's any untapped treasures that are out there?
Very good question. Yes, there are untapped treasures. So let's say so far today we are just mining cassiterite, wolframite, and coltan, and a little bit of gold and a little bit of sapphire, which is a gemstone. But we have been conducting some geological surveying and identified traces or indications for rare earth elements. Those are new types of elements that we use in these new cars which don't use the fuel. We have identified some lead, some copper, some monazite. Those are new things we hope in the next future, next 3 years, we'll start extracting and exporting. But before exporting, processing here.
Fortunately, that's the case. That sounds exciting.
Absolutely, it is.
It seems like the future is very bright. Thank you so much, Minister.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.